Well, I'm going to cut some clay here, and then I'm going to knead it. Get the, take a little bit more, get the air bubbles out of it as best you can. Knead it just about like you would a yeast rising bread. So you get all the air bubbles out of it. So that when you're baking it in the kiln, it doesn't explode. Just knead it like this. To a kind of a ball shape, sort of a, start out with a ball shape because you have to center it on the bat. Okay, we bring the clay over here to the wheel and flip it on here. Got my pillow here to make me a little higher. On here. I want to get that off. I'm having added clay on. And we just throw the clay on the bat, the pedal here. That determines how fast the wheel will go. Of course, the farther you push it down, the faster it goes. And when you're centering, you want the wheel going pretty fast. In order to get the ball of clay centered. Get a bottle of water for lubrication. And some clay on the bottom of it. It's pretty well centered now. Get rid of the excess around the bottom here. And when you center the clay, you open it up in the middle. You have to keep your fingers very still. You can't let the clay wobble them. You have to keep in control so that it doesn't get off balance, out of center. Go down almost to about 1/4 of an inch from the bat. And you gradually keep your fingers on the outside to keep control of the outside so it stays in the center. You gradually pull away out towards your body. The clay is opening up. You always put it back in center at the top to make sure it's even up here. Just going to throw a basic cylinder. Hopefully. It's pretty thick down there. I might have to open it up as well. Okay. A little more. We bring the clay up. By doing that, put pressure on the outside And you put this hand on the inside and you have it just a little bit above this finger when you're lifting the clay. The water out of the bottom because that weakens the base of the pot. Get too much water in there. You have to lubricate the sides as you're working with them. See that roll of clay? Gradually lift it. It's higher, hopefully. Hopefully it gets higher without collapsing. There we go. Again, push it in the bottom, get a little roll going. That was a big air bubble there that I didn't get out. I don't know if you heard it or not. Let me give it one more lift here. See how high I can get it. Here we go. Push it into the bottom, get a roll going. Keep control. Cylinder shape here that will hold breadsticks. Now this might be getting too high. I might have too much clay here. I'm going to take this rib. This is a rib. It's a wood, piece of wood. Wet it a little bit. Lift the clay and kind of smooth it out and shape it with this tool. This too straight. I want to narrow it in at the top, so what you do is wet the outside a little. I'm going to get the water out of the base. Wet the side. Gently, some water down there. You take your fingers like this, get about 6 points on the clay, and go down a little bit below where you want it to start narrowing in, and you lift like this. Speed the wheel up a little. See that narrowing in there? Keep in control. Now I'm going to take my rib and kind of make that a little better shape. have to lubricate the clay or your fingers won't move and slide up and down. Pretty good shape, but that top is a little thick, and I'm going to thin that out a little bit. I'll trim some of that off. I'll show you how you can trim that off now. It's a little bit too high for the type of a cylinder that I want. Take my needle press it here, just cut that top off, like that. It'll make it a little bit shorter and a little bit nicer appearance for what I want. Just about does it. And finish it off at the bottom. I'll trim it off a little bit here. This excess clay off the bottom. And just trim in a little bit, just to make it a little better looking down there. Take that off, we don't need all that clay. There's your breadstick holder. Cut it off, bottom. Just let it dry then. Off the wheel. And just put it up here to dry. That's it. That's the end of the demonstration. Thank you. These are some of the things here that I've thrown in the past week or so. It's a nice picture. Drying. This is what I dry my pots on. Here's a nice butter keep. Yeah, butter in there. Hasn't been fired yet. Here's a little wild rice jar. These all have to be fired and then they have to be glazed. And here's a little pair of candlesticks I made the other day. They're kind of cute.